Jordan brand claims that the zoom setup in the Jordan 36 Low can actually make you jump higher. So let's test that out right now. Hey, still here. Actually can't fly, just getting a lot better at editing these videos. Let's go look inside them. Hey, what's up, Zach here. And yeah, today I've got the Jordan 36 Low, and these are all the pros and cons of the Jordan 36 Low, and all the reasons it may or may not be better than the Jordan 36. Here we go. And as I'm sure you can tell by looking at these two, there are quite a bit of similarities between the two shoes, and that's no more evident than in the outsole. Now, both the mid and the low outsoles are identical. It is this razor pattern, almost like a quasi herringbone going all the way from heel to toe. Now, that tread depth is variable on both of these, so it goes all the way down to 0 and all the way up to almost 3 millimeters. It's not quite 3 millimeters. And the durometer of both these outsoles, or the measure of the hardness of the rubber, comes in at 18, which is a super hard rubber compound. The problem is, if you just look at the outsole durability test, the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, these treads are so thin and narrow that there's really nothing protecting them. So really any abrasion can start to really degrade them pretty easily, even though the rubber is really hard. So even though these will give you tremendous grip on an indoor hardwood, outdoor asphalt, painted asphalt, rubber, whatever you put these on, they will start to degrade if you really do play with a lot of friction or your footwork is a little more shifty. And the next most obvious similarity between the lows and the mids is in the midsole. And as you can see on the midsole teardown, this is the Jordan 36 mid because it's the exact same. I didn't have to cut the lows open even. This is a full length zoom strobel unit, which is so plush and comfortable underfoot. But then you have the protruding zoom area unit in the forefoot, which does give you just a ton of bounce down there. The heel to toe drop and everything else is the same on both these. And they both have that really effective tread bridge on the bottom of that, connecting the rear foot tread pod and the forefoot tread pod, making the shoe work as one unit. So when those zoom area units compress and when that shank kind of starts to bend and give a lot of strain, the whole shoe explodes as one unit, which on the lows and the mids, it is just phenomenal. I mean, if you look at the jump height test on the lows, got up to 41 centimeters, which is a new record. And because my jump heights have been getting better with all the reviews I've been doing and all the training I've been doing, it just goes to show you that Jordan mids would have gotten pretty much the same result. On the Jordan 36 lows, just so much efficient, easy jump force on these, even from just a position where I'm standing serving a tennis ball, where there's really no leverage. It's just knee bend and pop. That forefoot zoom, the strobel, and the tread bridge combined with that stiff shank just make these shoes like rocket ships. But once you get past the midsole, that's when you start to get into the big differences between the lows and the mids, and that is in the uppers. And it's not just because the lows are a scooped ankle, lower top shoe. The uppers are made of different materials. It does not have the lino weave upper. It's more of a plastic weave going horizontal, and then more of a fabric, almost thread woven weave going from front to back. Now, this is not as containing as the uppers of the Jordan 36, which is that lino weave upper, which is just rock solid. So if you look at the Shuttle test, came in at 14.74 seconds, which isn't terrible, but I thought I'd get a lot faster in a shoe that just gives you unreal propulsion. And that's just because on the corners, the uppers of the 36 Low just aren't as containing as the lino weave here on the Jordan 36. So, and also because the shoe is just a little bit inflared, when you're on those corners, your foot just wants to roll just a little bit. And on the Jordan 36 mid, that lino weave just stays really solid and does not let your foot move. Whereas the uppers on the Jordan 36 Low, combined with the lower scooped ankle, just do give you a little bit more give there on the lateral movement. Now, I don't know what I got on that score yet. I'll have to look at the stopwatch. You guys know what I got first before I did. However, just noticed on the straights how money these feel with that zoom area unit under the forefoot. I forgot how good these feel going down a straight. It's almost like a moon shoe, just pushing you down. Almost like a Way of Wade Infinity 9 without all the other bells and whistles and kind of crazy stuff going on. And the other thing that just a little bit of minutia, but it's something that kind of annoyed me, was this little shoelace collector here on the 36 Lows. Because I have a high arch, that thing really annoyed me. You can take it out, but I play with it in just to kind of get the experience with it. On the mids, I liked how there was a shoelace protector, a legitimate protector on the tongue there. So they are kind of skimping on that. However, if you do like something that just provides maybe just a little bit more tension on the laces, you'll like it. However, I just kind of found it annoying. But the surprising part about the uppers was on the upper durability playability test, the Dremel 10-second High Grit sandpaper, on the 36 lows, really not a lot of damage at all, just kind of a scuff. It's actually kind of hard to see. And on the Jordan 36 mid, same thing, the Dremel really doesn't bite through it either there. So in terms of dragging and sliding, both of these are more durable than they look, especially on outdoor courts. It's just the outsole of both of these that's gonna get you into trouble on those gritty asphalt courts. Now getting into the fit of the 36 lows, this was an area I was pleasantly surprised with versus the Jordan 36 mid. These will fit a narrow medium and surprisingly a wider width foot. I have a 2E width foot, and this upper was a lot more forgiving to my foot. So after a little bit of cramping for an hour or two, I actually fit into my standard size on these shoes and haven't had a problem since. However, if you do want some more room and you are a 2E, especially if you have a bunion or Taylor's bunion, because of the flare in there, I would go up that half size. But just a surprisingly more comfortable version of the Jordan 36. That Leno weave is super strong, but it also is a little bit unforgiving. So if you're looking for the Jordan 36 with a little more comfort, the 36 low is actually a better shoe. The one thing I will caution you on though is when this shoe is brand new, it is going to have a little bit of heel slippage unless I was really cranking on the laces. Once you kind of break the uppers in and it starts to kind of conform to your foot, that did improve over time. So getting into the playability of the 36 lows, there were a lot of subtle differences from the mid. Some things I liked, some things I didn't. The one thing I do not like on the 36 lows in terms of playability, like I said, is the lateral containment. If you're trying to make really hard cuts side to side, the 4-foot zoom and the shank and the tread bridge do allow you to make incredibly quick movements, but you better have really good footwork and you better have pretty strong lower leg muscles and foot muscles, because if you do and you're really confident in your footwork and you really do have elite footwork, then these are going to give you quite a bit of aid. But with that protruding zoom area unit on the bottom as well as the less containment in the uppers, you're just going to have a little bit more movement in there. So I did kind of find myself sometimes when I was really trying to pivot or stop hard, I always had to kind of take that extra step, which would be traveling, just because I wasn't as confident. However, somebody with better footwork than me, I think could really use these in a wicked way around the court, just because they are a little more nimble than the mids, and they just have, like I said, wicked quick acceleration and push off. And speaking of that, I think these are one of the better shoes out there for layups if you're someone who likes to dunk, or just anybody trying to get up for rebounds. Just the quick, efficient push off force and vertical lift you get out of these is really second to none right now on the market, given the profile of the shoe. I mean, there's other shoes that can give you a lift, but these ones they're more nimble than those other shoes, and it's just easier lift off the ground. I kind of found when I was trying to hit threes from the perimeter or just kind of hit little jump shots here or there, it was just so easy to get up off the ground in these, hitting layups over and over and over again. My feet really felt fresh, my leg muscles felt fresh doing that. So anything kind of going up and down or vertical in these, they're probably the best ones on the market right now. It's just when you get to that side to side movement is where they start to get into trouble, at least for someone that's not a higher level basketball player. And to my personal opinion, which one of these do I like more? I will say after a little bit of break-in, I did like the 36 lows more. They were just more comfortable to me, kind of a little bit more nimble. However, if I were going out for a tryout at UCLA or I was trying out for the Phoenix Suns, I would have the Jordan 36 mid. Just has much better containment, and I think after a little bit more of an extended break-in on these, I think they will perform a little bit better for you. So if you're looking for performance, the mid. If you're looking for just comfort, I think the low. But let me know your opinion. You going more for the Jordan 36 low or the Jordan 36 mid? Or are you just waiting around for the Jordan 37? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to take a deep dive and tear down into the Jordan 36 mid, make sure you check out this video up above. It is one of the first basketball shoes I did review on this channel, so it's interesting to see how these reviews have evolved over the last year. So make sure you check that out and subscribe down below. Respect your rubber and foam. I'll see you in the next video.